Today we're going to work on adding fractions. The first fraction we're going to look at today is 3/5 plus 1/2. So, where do we start? Another way of asking it is, what is our first step? The first step is to find the common denominator. Now remember that we are using a new strategy, so instead of using your factoring chart, we're going to look at the bottom two denominators and what operation are we going to use. When we multiply 5 and 2 together, we're left with 10. So we rewrite both fractions with 10 on the bottom, and we put 10 on the bottom of our answer because when adding fractions, we keep the same denominator on the bottom. What will our next step be? Our next step is to find the numerators. So we're going to cross multiply, starting with the denominator and moving up to the numerator. So looking at blue here, we're going to start with the denominator 2 and multiply it to the numerator 3. And 2 times 3 equals 6. So let's do the same thing to the other side. Let's take the denominator 5 and the numerator 1, and we multiply them together, we're left with 5. And now our final step is to add the numerators. When we add 6 and 5, we're left with 11, which means our final answer is 11 over 10. Now you can try one along with this video. Your problem is going to be 2/7 plus 2/3. Our first step is to find a common denominator. So what operation are you going to use with the 7 and the 3? When you multiply 7 and 3, you should get 21, and rewrite both fractions with 21 on the bottom and 21 on the bottom of your answer. And our next step is to what? Our next step is to find the numerator. So remember, we're going to do what with the numerators? When we cross multiply 3 and 2, we're left with 6. Now when we cross multiply 7 and 2, we're left with 14. So our final step is to, when we add the numerators 6 and 14, we're left with 20, which gives us 20 over 21. You have a few problems on your worksheet that I want you to work on now. You could look at the steps here or go back and look at the different parts of the video. Let me know when you finish all parts of the worksheet and we'll go over any other questions you have.